Like a smart kid.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and undeafen, but we're live. Hooray!
Great.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool.
Snappy.
I'll host the right channel this time, then.
Who did you host last time?
I hosted this time I hosted DAPPRCADVR. I
Oh,
misspelled it like some sort of rube.
that person was probably just like, whoa, what is going on?
They
Thanks
weren't
for
even
the
live.
host.
Like they weren't even live. It doesn't even matter. It's nothing. So like
That's good. I like that. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna load up my stream and see if this is working. Also, this week we're way more casual about things. Some things might break. Fuck it. Let's have fun.
hell yeah.
D&D Beyond it. Okay. Yep. Add my visible. Yes. Visible. You should work. Hopefully it works. Let's see it working.
Gosh, that intro thing, that's so cool. Look at the lights and stuff.
I know.
Fancy.
So cool.
It's so cool. Wow. Oh, let me post about this a little bit. I guess I should do some sort of.
I'm not doing Instagram again. It's too hard.
Hey, that's fair. Okay.
I have to like record a video of me being cute, and that's a lot
Yeah,
of work.
like nah.
Okay, can somebody else do me a favor and load up my stream? See if D&D Beyond is working for you, like the integration. Or the overlay.
Let's see.
Because I've never actually done a channel overlay before, so we're trying to figure out if it works.
It's here, but I don't know how to use it.
Oh, I see.
Usually D&D Beyond
27
interactive
total hit
overlay.
points.
Oh, hey, that's rad. It does work.
Visible.
It works?
Ah,
Hooray!
except I don't know how it works yet.
Yeah.
Click on the
Same.
names
Oh, I
on
see.
the right. Yeah,
The
you just,
names.
if
Yep.
you go to the right
But
side.
that's like all it does, and then it like goes away again really quickly. Oh, view character sheet. Oh, you can click
Yeah.
view character
Whoa!
sheet.
What's
up?
Wow!
That's what
I'm gonna
we
play some
wanted.
music. Yeah. So hello everybody. Welcome. We're still setting up a little bit of stuff, but feel free to click on the overlay and look at our character sheets. It's pretty rad. Okay, hold on. I need some beautiful serenading sounds of the forest.
Are we going to the forest?
No. No. Why would you think that?
Oh, because nothing.
Yeah, you're
Just a big dum-dum.
Oh, that's me. Okay, everyone should be good.
Gosh, reading my character sheet was actually a great idea. Thanks for recommending that.
Yeah. All right. Also, everybody, there are a few better Twitch TV emotes. Rat Jam is my favorite. Please, chat, spam Rat Jam forever. It is my favorite emote ever. It's not even mine, but it's my favorite emote. Jam.
I fucked up.
Jam.
I fucked up so bad.
All right. Wow, that's a lot of people. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome. This time, not a nervous wreck. We're just gonna vibe. We're vibing now. Hello, everybody. Okay, give me a second. Just gonna do some things. So this session, Bloody is not joining us. She has family in town, which is totally fine. So we are gonna, Bloody and I are gonna do some solo adventuring stuff that'll be up on my YouTube. I'm also planning on doing that with everybody else as well. I do have a YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and sorry. Adventures Quest Club. Nope. Give me a second. YouTube, don't play any music, please. channel. Switch it out. Wow, I have 39 subscribers. I have not checked this out. All right.
Oh, you've got another emote probably.
Yeah.
Or no, I mean on what's it called? YouTube.
Oh.
I haven't really paid attention to the YouTube stuff. I just kind of popped it on. But yeah, that's the YouTube link if you guys ever want to catch up in the future. But we're gonna continue on with the second part of our adventure. Oh my God, Jin! Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate you. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's play some D&D. You know, let's do it. Sam, can you go ahead and say something for me? I want to see if your mic levels are.
I'm talking right now.
Okay.
I'm like way up on the mic, but like here I can bring the mic closer if I am not loud enough.
All right, now I want you to be Sam if Sam had a hook hand.
Oh, I'm the same guy now, except I have a where I have a hook instead of a hand.
There you go. All right, that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
We're looking good. Okay. Let me just load up some stuff. I hope everyone's
this
doing
overlay
good.
is so damn cool. By the
The
way,
worst
like,
part is I
this is
can't
awesome.
I can't actually look at it every time I go to my
Yeah,
own channel to try to look at the
Yep.
the overlay. So I'm just I'm taking your word on it if it's good or not. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, you
so
can also pin it. That's cool. You can like pin it so it doesn't go away.
yeah. Now everybody can take a look at all of our character sheets, which is really cool. And then just a bit of housekeeping for the people playing. Feel free to explore with D&D Beyond if you actually want to, you know, do rolls and look at your stats. For combat, I do recommend tracking combat in D&D Beyond just because it reflects real time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good app. I mean, I was tinkering around with it. I'm not as familiar with it as I am with Roll20, but there does seem to be some cool stuff going on, which is fitting for the Coolventurers Quest Club.
Yes.
All right. So, reminder of last time, you guys ended up tracking down Ashmonger, who is living inside of a locket. There was a small child named Iridia who was given the locket by the Baron Begotten, and through her, the Ashmonger kind of burst back to life, and you were able to subdue it. We can deal with shop stuff later on. I'll try to get a better list of it in a non-weird format, or file format, I should say. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. You're instructed that you have a new assignment. You are all to meet Guildmaster Cepidus, the Prime. You're to meet him in the forest surrounding the guild hall, and you know you're going the right direction because you hear the sounds of weapons clashing in the distance. Loud crashes and bangs reverberate through the humble woods, shaking small wildlife out of the trees. So you guys feel free to place your character sheets kind of down, maybe like up here, something like that. Okay. And meanwhile, I am going to.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Also, I bought a bunch of really cool tokens, which I'm very excited to show you guys because they're quite good. Okay. Second. Nope. Yes. I appreciate you highlighting that. Ooh, is that a big? Oh, is that fire?
It's a pizza oven, I think.
Ah,
Oh, it looks like
you know,
pizza.
the
I
old
want
the
some
old
pizza.
forest pizza. That's always good.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys are walking along. As you travel, you encounter two guild members who are walking your way. One is a jolly round man. Let me try to find a good token for him. Let's do this. One is a jolly round man. Okay. He seems to be a dwarf in tune with nature. His head is bald, and he has a warm smile on his face. The earthly colors of his robes blend him with the forest, and he wears a series of amulets around his neck and his fingers are covered in ornate rings. And he's holding in his hand, he is holding the hand of a square-framed human man wearing a feathered tricorn hat and a finely tailored sailor's vest. He gives off the aura of someone who would be very at home on the sea, and you notice an ornate cutlass sheathed on his hip. His hair is very long and wavy. A curly, thin mustache makes his smirk even sharper. I'll place down the token for him right now. Boop. So these two are on the road next to you. They're walking up. They seem to be some other guild members, much like yourself. Real quick, give me a second. Hello there, fellow guildmasters. I don't believe we have met. Out for a stroll, are we? The dwarf next to him laughs, and he says, I promise, the walks at night are usually much more serene than tonight. And he motions towards the forest to your right, and the sounds of battles are growing louder. The sailor speaks, and he says, I believe Master Cepidus is doing some combat training. I heard rumors he got some recent upgrades to his armor, and last time that happened, he put it to the test, so it would seem he's doing the same tonight. The round dwarf speaks up, and he laughs, and he says, last time, it took them about a week to replant the trees that were uprooted in that fight, and they laughed to themselves.
Yeah, and when I get a car, I always try to see how many people can key it the first night I have it.
Yeah. The dwarf steps forward, and he extends out a hand for a handshake, and he says, I am Borb Orby, servant of All Mother, at your service.
Hi, Borb. I'm Ben Coco. It's so great to meet you.
His hands are incredibly soft. Just the softest hands you
What
have
lotion
ever
do
held.
you use? I have to know.
My God.
And he says, oh, it is made of, they call it unicorn tears, but it's really not unicorn tears. And he laughs to himself. And the sailor steps forward as well, and he says, good show. My name is Dan Windshield, at your service.
Hello, Dan. Wonderful to meet you.
Mr. Windshield.
What lotion do you use?
And he laughs and he says, ha ha ha, I am a sailor. We don't use lotion. He says, I leave that to my dear husband, Borb. And Borb actually says, would you be the one seeking out Cepidus? I heard he was meeting some guild members out in the forest.
Yeah, I guess that's us.
And he says, if you may, Cepidus tends to really push guild members to their limits. And he says, if you don't mind, may I give you a blessing from the All-Mother? It might help you on your journey.
Sure.
Hell yeah. If you've got a sample of that hand cream, I'm in for that too.
He laughs and he says, I don't have any at the moment, but I can get you some. But here, let me say a little prayer. And he actually gets down on one knee and he begins speaking kind of softly to himself. And you notice there's this kind of golden glow that surrounds him. And suddenly you all just get enveloped by this warmth as well. And everybody gets 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh, love that.
Ooh, and you feel...
While that's happening,
Yep.
I regurgitate some of the pizza into this nearby wall. Like, it's not all of the pizza, though. It's, like, clear that I've digested a lot of the nutrition. but
Gotcha.
Parts of the crust are just
Yeah.
coming back out.
The forest pizza's coming up.
Just a
Like an owl
Dragonborn
pellet.
thing. Just a Dragonborn thing, yeah.
Yeah, just
Pizza
Dragonborn.
bones.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Dan looks your way and he says, is he okay over there?
I'm doing fine.
And he says,
Probably not, but whatever.
and he says, right, well, I hope you're not plain sick, because I actually operate one of the ships that Xyperium owns. It's called a plane shifter. We sail through the ethereal plane sometimes. And he says, rather proudly, he says, I'm the captain.
Nice to meet you, Captain.
And he says, oh, please, only Borb can call me that. He, like, nudges Borb, and he's like, woohoo, and they both kind of giggle to each other.
That seems professionally awkward.
Yeah. So what's your actual rank then?
And he says, I had a long service. And
Right, but we're asking about your naval military rank?
And he says,
That's a
currently.
joke about you and Borb. Get it?
Oh, and then Borb nudges again. He's like, I think they're talking about the sex. And they kind of wink a little bit. And they both laugh. And they both say, we do have to get going. And it seems, and as he says that, there's a loud explosion from the forest. And he says, it does seem as though
Not the pizza oven.
the pizza oven explodes. No, they
Bad
begin.
things happen to good things in
I
this
know.
world.
They begin walking away, and they say, "Do say hi to Cepidus for us." And as they walk away, the explosions that you hear are off to the side over here.
Yeah. Hey, now would I think be a really good time for an insight check on these two?
Sure, go ahead.
Just kind of want to see if they're on the level. I'm actually gonna try and do this in D&D Beyond.
Whoa.
I'm gonna try and do all my rolls in D&D Beyond.
Cool.
because
Let me
it seems
know.
Good luck.
pretty easy. It should show up in the game log if you open that up.
Let's
So.
see. Oh, look, it's the thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I know. If this ends up not
No,
being
this
good,
is
I can go
good.
back,
No,
but,
it's actually. Let's take a look at this.
How are you rolling? Because I didn't figure it out.
Open up your character sheet.
Yes.
And just have that. It doesn't. There's no map. There's no anything like that. But if you open up your character sheet, like I can do, if you click on, so like your attacks, you can click like the hit DC, and that's like your initial attack, and then you can roll for damage.
Ow.
And
You know what?
So like right now,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna make the insight check and click that +5, and hopefully that'll work. It's not awful.
Okay, give me a quick second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to actually get a screen capture of that log so that chat can see it too.
Cool.
Let me see.
It rolls a die.
Oh, that'd be
Display,
great. That'd be awesome.
Window capture. New. Let's
Perhaps
call
at some
this.
point-
Oh wow,
We'll
Fencoke.
also-
And it pops up for me too. That's super cool.
You were saying, George?
Not how I can see it.
This
Oh my
rules.
gosh. This is very laggy. The 3D dice.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
3D
is a
dice
little
kind of go a
laggy.
little
The
bit
3D dice
hard.
is a little laggy, but,
Let's
you
call
know.
this log. It's not an actual
Oh
log.
no, what are you doing?
It's just a strength check. Don't worry about
A
it.
strength check.
Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
hold on. All right.
He's lifting up the pizza oven to try and save it.
I'm rolling
From the
for
Not the pizza
vomit
oven.
distance.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Vomit physics.
Everyone in the history of time is just going, oh no, right now. Hold on. Nope. Give me a second. Chat. Sorry. But also,
No, this is cool. This is like a
Deal
nice
with
thing that
it.
chat can just have now.
yeah.
Oh my god, our cameras are so far opposite each other on the stream, Sam.
Yeah.
We're
I
like
know.
avoiding each other.
Did I go the right way? Am I avoiding you
Give me a second.
You only put one of my attacks in my character sheet, though.
You know what? I didn't have time to add the 12 others. I'm very
That's
sorry.
okay. You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Okay, let's see if this works. Shoop, chat, you should see the log now. So that's pretty cool. That's nifty. Yeah. Does that work? It should work.
Nice.
Is it working?
And we've done all of this in order to check if the homosexual couple is trustworthy, after having no
Yeah.
reason to doubt them in any way.
I already
Yeah,
left
that's fair.
them.
Yeah, I mean they're gone. I just wanted to see if they were on the level.
Okay.
They are.
I got a 13.
They're in love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, I wasn't checking to see if they were in love. That
No,
was
I gotta-
obvious.
I got a 24. How in love are they?
They are
Ah.
very in love. They are.
Hell yeah.
You get the feeling that they have met through Xyperium, and then they, because you rolled so well, I'm going to say far away, they sailed together through the ethereal plane, and Borb really just was there for Dan Windshield. So, you know,
Aw.
is beautiful.
I ship it.
Yeah,
Love that.
you
Love
ship him
that.
on the
I
ship.
don't think the barbarian really understands like humanoid love, but he
Mm,
can maybe relate to this via thinking about litters of
pizza.
dragonborn children or
okay.
something.
Sure.
No litters like babies.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm just gonna say you guys keep going into the forest itself, heading towards the sound of battle. And all of a sudden, you get over to this.
Do I get anything on their intentions with that 13? Just real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just like
They are kind of concerned for you because you
Okay.
could tell when they said Cepidus, they were kind of like, oh.
got it.
He's and from what you've heard, that this guildmaster specifically, I'll give you a little bit of background on him. So Guildmaster Cepidus came from a long line of warlords, and in another life, he would very well still be a warlord trying to conquer civilizations and stuff like that. But instead, he found Xyperium, and him and his clan found honor and valor in their ranks, and so he mans the Typhon, which is the first armies of Xyperium. So if there's ever an invasion, or if there's ever anything that requires muscle and heavy firepower, they are the first ones on scene. The Typhon are primarily fighters, barbarians, things of that like. They are the tried and true warriors of Xyperium, and this guy leads them. So that being said, you guys, and also I will say, you have heard he is, out of all the guild masters, he is the toughest on guild members by far. And so that's where the kind of concern was. So as you cross into the forest, you find a clearing. So dude, give me a second. As you cross into clearing, you see a towering beast. Everybody roll for me. See if you... Give me a nature check. See if you know what this thing is.
Oh, I should put my character on the thing first, though, probably. Nature
See
check.
what you get.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you think I need more RAM for the dice to roll faster, or what am I?
Oh, that's
Ooh.
nat 20, baby.
Hey, look at that.
That was a perfect roll.
Good
We're
job.
getting all our good rolls out now so that combat takes 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened last time.
So Sam and Fen, you both know what this is. This is a Grey Render. A Grey Render is a relentless creature of death. It worships orc gods of war. They are primarily seen around like mass sites of slaughter and just battlefields as well. So the fact that there's one in front of you right now is an abnormal sight. The large creature is facing off against Guildmaster Cepidus, who is engaging in combat with just his fists, and he wears his signature armor, a staggering form made of exotic alloys and rare metals. The armor glows with an arcane yellow haze, and segments of the armor move on their own, and it's rumored that this armor was crafted using materials from Mechanus, the great clockwork plane, and he appears as a moving fortress and towers more than 8 feet tall. There is a reason he leads the fiercest warriors in all of Xyperium. And you just notice both of them fighting, and they're just duking blows. This Grey Render is wielding nothing but its fists, but every strike just kind of lands on Cepidus, and he just doesn't bulge at all. In the distance, you actually do see 2 figures. One of them is Guildmaster Anaxus, who is the leader of the Scouts and Explorers of Xyperium. He actually motions for you to come over and avoid the battle that's in between all of you.
I will do it.
Just scooch
Given
around.
Wide berth. Okay, so real quick, given
Yeah.
what I know, you said it was a Grey Render?
Yes.
Okay. Given what I know about nice. Yes, the Barbarian. Just right in
Oops, sorry. Sorry. Oops, excuse me. Sorry.
Pardon me.
Squeeze past you there.
Just a second.
Given what I know about Grey Renders, are they like, how feral are they? You know what I mean? Like, is this kind of the situation where, like, would one of these? I'm trying to like really kind of lean into this crit here to get more information. Is this the kind of thing where they could just be sparring, and like this is just like they're kind of hanging out and testing strength, or is this like a monster that like if you come across it, it will try to kill you?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Sam. You have advantage on it.
Cool. Got it. Perception check. There's the first one, and that's another nat 20.
Woo!
You
Sam.
can see it. This is why it's good that we have the thing. And I rolled the other one, but like this is why it's good that we have so you can.
That wasn't a nat 20. That was a 15, my friend.
No, the first one. Scroll up.
All right.
The first
I don't
one
wanna play that.
was
Hold
my
on.
second nat 20 in a row.
Wow. Look at Sam, Mr. Natural Crits.
Mister, I can see things
Yeah.
good.
So you take a
Oh
look.
my god, there's a button to long rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And heal and stuff like that. It's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I'll say, you look at this creature. You didn't know that normally they
I
are
just slept for 8 hours.
right there. while Sam's analyzing. You do notice that, or you do know based on legends that these things are kind of relentless, and once they're out and about, they kind of look for the strongest sort of beings around and then fight them. To kind of show their dominance and whatnot. I will say, as you look at this thing, around its neck, you actually do see a collar. And it's this odd kind of black rope with a few like glowing beads on it. And this collar seems to be restricting its attention. Like every now and then, like as you guys pass, the Grey Render turns a little bit, and the collar sort of like zaps, and you hear like a sort of like electrical zapping, and it's purely drawing its attention just on Sepidus. And this thing seems to be bound like that. So next to Anaxus, the Guildmaster, the other Guildmaster, you actually notice that there is a figure right here. Some of you may recognize her. Jorbs, she was the research lead at the what's it called? The Kraken. You notice that this is this is Nitora Chalet, who is the head artificer of Xyperium. She's known for being a bit blunt, a bit mad, but most of the innovations and work around Xyperium and its magic are thanks to her. She's brilliant, if not a bit controversial in her practices. You've heard that she really favors leeches and blood samples and stuff like that. And she has there are rumors that there's a massive laboratory underneath Xyperium that is all hers.
Yeah, those practices have been showing promise recently, so.
Yeah.
Enchante.
Okay, we'll say, give me a second. So Naxus calls out to him. He says, "Yo, you're gonna want to see this." And so as he calls you over and you approach and you see Nitora, an elaborate set of goggles are on her head, and they're outfitted with multiple frames that are whirring, and numerous lenses shift in and out as she kind of scans the fight that's going on, and she scribbles down a bunch of notes on a journal. And she kind of mumbles to herself. She says, readings could be better. She suddenly shouts out, "Come on, Sepidus, you fight like my grandmother. Really push the armor. It's not too heavy for you, is it?" And then Anaxus kind of speaks up quietly and says, "That's not an insult, Nitora. I've been punched by your grandmother." And then all of a sudden, the legs of Sepidus's armor shift suddenly. Fragments of metal kind of separate and dig into the ground. Mechanical whirring is heard as Sepidus actually very suddenly grabs onto the giant fist of the Grey Render. You notice that segments of his armor kind of glow to life, and he just does a massive kind of body twist, and he actually, he yeets the thing into the air is the best way to describe it. He hoists it into the air, lifting its giant weight above him, and just crashes it into the ground with a loud like thud that shakes all of the trees. Afterwards, the armor kind of resets a bit of the energy glow returns to itself, and some bits and pieces stop moving as much. And there's kind of silence around as just the forest kind of quiets down. The Grey Render is out. He is knocked out. He kind of landed on his head. Anaxis whistles at that. And Nitora jumps up and says, "Yes, now it looks good." And she's just writing down all these notes. And Anaxis says, "So, what do you think? First time seeing Sepidus in action, I assume?"
Well, a hell of a suplex, that's for sure.
Not quite as impressive as my teacher, Octavius, but he's all right.
What's up with the collar? Is that restraining it?
Oh, and she laughs and she says, "Oh, that thing." And then she actually goes over to the Grey Render and presses something on the collar. And all of a sudden, the Grey Render just shrinks before your very eyes. Roughly to like the size of a dog.
Oh.
And it
monster.
Yeah, it keeps going smaller and smaller, and she actually pulls out what you know is a bag of holding. And she just very simply plops the monster back inside. And she says, "Oh, you've never actually been to my laboratory, have you?" And she extends out a hand towards you, Fen.
Oh, hello. It's great to meet you. Is that creature's entire life?
And she
Does
says,
it have a habitat?
and she says, "No, not anymore." And she
What?
says, "Our lexicon, our database of threats to the material plane, it's quite extensive. And you see, I have amassed quite the collection. Mainly, well, mostly every volatile, angry, and violent creature out there I have a copy of in my lexicon. And, well, sometimes they come in handy," she says, and she seems rather proud of herself at that.
I've
That is
found most
very
creatures are angry and violent when they're caged.
And beaten relentlessly?
And she says, "Don't worry, we heal them. Besides, they teach us so much about the others of its kind."
You said copy, though. Are these doubles? Are these...
And she says, "No, we've gone out into the field, snagged them, ensnared them with collars,
Okay.
things like that."
Okay.
And she says, "Hey, trust me, these things don't want to be out in the wild. It's much better that we are holding on to them." And she says, "Besides, think of the readings, think of the research." And she points at Sepidus, and she kind of like, almost like a hype man in a wrestling match. And he's like, "Look at what that big guy did." And she just seems so
Think of
excited.
the training.
Say it again, Sam?
Think of the training.
Sepidus kind of comes over and walks, and with every step, the ground shakes. This armor does look just incredibly heavy. He looks over at Nitora and he says, "Are you happy now?" And she's like, "Yes, quite." And then he just very simply says, "Now leave us." And she's about to like say something else, but Anaxis grabs her and he's like, "Come on, let's go over here." And so they kind of like back off a little bit. They kind of go over here, I'll say. And before you is Sepidus the... hold on. Okay, all right. Before you is Sepidus the Prime, the would-be warlord, now commander of the strongest army in the material plane. He kind of towers above all of you. Give me a quick second. So yeah, he clambers over the heavy steps, and actually he leaves deep footprints into the ground wherever he walks. And he stares.
Did she take her pocket monster with her?
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Oh, he's vibing over there still.
Yeah. He's just floating there.
Okay.
Through his helm, you see no traces of eye holes. Now, you kind of wonder, how does he see out of that thing? And he kind of grumbles and he says, "Traitors. Traitors!" And he says kind of angrily. You actually see from behind, with your passive perception, you actually see Anaxis kind of roll his eyes at that. It seems as though he's given this speech, or it seems as though he's heard Cephalus give this speech many times before. And he says, nothing I detest more than those who betray our code for their selfish desires. And he says, I have a mission for you all.
Oh?
Okay.
He says, there is one who is among my ranks. He calls himself the Tremor, a previous member of Xyperium who betrayed our ways, made a fool of us, and used the title of Xyperium to extort fortune from the people of Arx. We exiled him and warned him not to cross our paths again. All was quiet from him until we learned he left with numerous artifacts and books from our libraries. You can tell he's kind of simmering underneath his armor. And he says, Anoxus and his scouts have caught sight of him. He's joined up with the Talon Brigade, a bunch of cutthroats and mercenaries. And he says he leads them now, or at least holds some kind of throne of power within their ranks. And he says they've been spotted in the mountains to the north. Long abandoned, arid, like inhospitable mountains. And he says there's a small community of birdfolk up there who have encountered problems with the Talon Brigade. And if that's to be true, surely the Tremor is around there as well. I need you to find him and crush him.
So you're not meant to take the magic books out of the library, then?
He just stares at you.
Ben is so flustered at this. You know you can't steal library books. If you steal them, no one else can read the library books, and it's really important that everyone be able to have access to them.
How can you read them anyway? They're full of strange shapes. I need something to keep my regurgitations in.
Ben is dumbstruck.
That's very good. Cephalus speaks up again, and he says, I don't want you to just destroy him. I want you to kill him. Bring me his head.
I was gonna ask, are we talking, or if we were talking capture or murder?
And he says, he's very blunt about this. And he says, I need his head. I need Xyperium members to remember not to betray our trust. And he looks down at all of you, and he says, let this be a lesson, newcomers. If you betray us the same way, you will be hunted as you are hunting him now. And he just
I'm
begins...
so on board for the punishment of not returning your library books to be death. This is great. Also, why aren't you killing him out of curiosity with your shiny new armor?
And he says, I have other matters to attend to. And he says...
Eating helpless animals.
Real quick, give me an insight check about it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was
You can all do an insight check too, if you want.
gonna do that too. Like,
Oh, it's rolling. It's taking a while, but it's
yeah,
rolling.
man.
Why
Just
is
getting
it
all the good
taking-
rolls right now. I got a
Big
26.
Wow.
Wow, Ben. Wow, you're
look at
all.
of
Yeah,
us.
wow.
Damn, that's a nat
Good.
22.
Good job.
Wait, did I get a 20 or a 1?
Yeah, no, you got a critical hit. That's a
Oh,
good job.
It said B on it, so I didn't know.
Why does it say B?
For
Oh, I
me,
guess.
Beyond.
Oh,
I'd
I guess.
say
Oh, that's the 20 on it.
The
Okay.
Beyond.
I am in a D&D game of himbos, and it's amazing.
Jorbs, you recognize what's going on. It kind of pains him. You kind of get the sense that this hurts Cephalus to do. Really, you get the sense that he doesn't want to do it himself because, like he said, the Tremor was his protege almost, and he doesn't want to be the one to put him down.
I received this insight.
Yes.
I will walk to him and I will quietly say, I will give him a good death. A clean strike through the neck.
Cephalus actually kind of nods his head at that, and he actually just kind of looks at you for a second, and he said, he says, "You're a fighter too, aren't you?" And he kind of looks you up and down, and he says, "Ever been to war?"
When words and love fail, we all turn to the blade.
He stares at you a bit more, and he says, "I'll keep an eye on you." And he actually just kind of he turns to Iron Man and he flies off. No, he just walks through the forest. So he steps off. The Gravebender is no more.
I turn into a full-size dragon and fly off.
There you go. After he walks away, Anaxis actually walks up. You actually see that Nitora really doesn't pay much mind. She's just kind of vibing with all of her data. Anaxis walks over, and he looks a bit embarrassed. And he was like, "Did he give you the monologue about traitors?"
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Something about not returning your library books, very important, or death. Got it.
You from far away, Nitora shouts, "Damn right!" And Cepidus or Anaxis, he kind of looks around. He makes sure that Cepidus is gone, and he is. I love how Barbarian's just kind of zipping around. But Anaxis, once Cepidus has left, he kind of quiets. He says quietly, he's like, "Look, between you and I, we can't afford to get the Tremor killed." And he says, "If you find him, please, just find him and bring him back alive. We don't know exactly what he took. He took much, but we need to find specifics about what he took." And so he says, "Please, if you find him, you can use these." And he hands you some manacles. And you notice that these manacles are almost enchanting and just kind of, well, I'll say, who holds them out?
Me, I want a me.
Cool. Fen, you grab them, and as soon as you grab them, just even as you wrap your fingers around them, you notice that your bardic powers start to diminish a little bit. And Anaxa says, "Oh, these manacles are anti-magic. The Tremor is known for being resilient and also skilled with magic." And he says, "This will bind him a bit, make him easier to transport." He says, "I know Cepidus wants revenge, and I get that, but please, it would mean," or he says, "it's more important that we bring him back alive and find out what he took specifically."
Cepidus was very, very clear about wanting his head, though.
He laughs and he says, "Oh, don't worry, let me deal with Cepidus." And he says, "Really, inside," he says, "Inside, don't worry, Cepidus is just a giant teddy bear, very squishy in there."
And for
I
the
doubt
not
that.
listening to Cepidus fee,
Yeah,
that would be...
He's like, "What? Do you want
that's
to
exactly
bribe?"
what I'm. Well,
I would certainly like something to motivate me to not listen to the big scary man in the giant armor who just beat
Why
the
don't-
shit out of a render.
His
why don't
name
we
is
start
Prime.
here? Why don't we?
His
start
name is
here?
7 and 1.
Why don't we start with this? We need your word that you will take responsibility for the Talon. The traitor not being dead, and we'll just start negotiations from there.
And he says, "Fine." He says, "Don't worry. Both Jura and I want him alive. We'll deal with the repercussions. This isn't the first time we've angered Cepidus. It'll be fine."
Okay. It's gonna be
I'm
on.
rolling
Gonna be on you and
insight.
not me.
I got a 20. I want to make sure that he's being
Jesus.
honest about his motivations. A 20, a dirty 20. About his motivations.
Ooh, hold on. Give me a second. Having a bit of tech issues. 1 second. Chat, are you
Oh.
there?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Chat, post a rat jam so we know you're live.
Don't worry about it. We'll just run the session ourselves.
Yeah.
We're a good self-going.
Oh, there we
party.
go. Okay, cool. Robot. Okay, there you go. Rat jam in chat. All right,
Yeah.
there you go. Oops.
I think we should destroy the zoo.
The creature zoo.
I agree, actually. I feel like Fen would have very strong opinions about really any.
I'm certainly. Barbarian's been a bit of a freelancer, and now that he's working for a big organization, he's sort of starting to make a list of things that he's gonna try to change.
Ooh, I like that. So, Fen, you're doing an insight check on the other guildmaster, see if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
He's being truthful. He actually is kind of, just kind of from his body language, he was actually pretty embarrassed by Cepidus. And it seems like he takes greater pride in the Xyperium name and doesn't want them to be, just bloodthirsty. So his intent is more, he wants a more peaceful resolution to this. That's where he's coming
Is
from.
he being honest about whether or not Prime will kill us?
Oh, no. He's not gonna, or if you
Punish us?
Oh,
Generally get angry?
He was truthful when he said he might get angry, but he was even more honest when he said he would handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Parents are gonna bicker, but don't worry.
Well,
Don't
Dad, if
worry.
you don't want me to tell Mom, I just really think that you should make it worth my while.
Well, I'm gonna do a roll in.
I want one more hour of PlayStation time.
Yeah. Mom said she'll give me 2 hours.
I think the barbarian's like over here, chopping roughly man-sized logs in
Ooh.
half in single blows with his sword, just to practice.
All of a sudden, Sam, you hear Lionel, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and all of a sudden, just Nitora is right next to you, and her eyes are wonderfully large in the lenses that she has, and she's just kind of staring at you. She's like, and she begins like poking you a little bit.
Can I help you?
She says, "Come on out. I know you're in there." And she just keeps poking you.
I don't want. Can we not do this?
Oh, do you have Eckert in your pocket?
Aww.
I don't.
I
actually don't think Iluna would have left Eckert with me.
Yeah. Iluna is like
we don't
holding
know
on.
each other that well yet.
Sam, what's your character race again? It's Clashtar, right? Yeah, Clashtar.
I'm a Clashtar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's
you're a Clash.
She's like, "No, I don't mean the weird dreamy thing you do." And she kind of like pokes you a bit harder. And she's like, "Come on now, where is he? I want to see him." And she just like looks rather manic in front of you.
I know what you're talking about. I would really I don't like what I do when he is in control.
She's
do
like,
you just want me to turn my back? Is it that?
No.
This does seem unprofessional.
Oh my god. Can we
listen.
Listen. I'll tell you this. If you care this much about it, he has a nasty little habit of whenever things seem especially dire, just pretty much taking the wheel. So if what you say about Septus is true, or if what we've heard about Septus is true, and if everything we've heard about this mission is true, I mean, you'll probably be seeing the show before long. But
good. And she walks away.
oh my god.
So meanwhile, Anaxa says, whenever you're ready, there is like Cepidus mentioned, there is a small mountain village of birdfolk. We have a teleporter on. It's the highest point that we've placed a teleporter on in the mountain ranges to the north. And he says, do a bit of intel. From what I hear, some of the Talon Brigade members tend to, well, be annoying in that area, tend to cause a little havoc. So do what you can, get a bit of reconnaissance.
I'm gonna do a little bit of preparation before we leave, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Making another pizza.
Ooh, time to go
I'm
back.
gonna construct myself a wingsuit. This is a tribal tradition.
Sick.
If you want to actually craft something, like if your intent is to like build like a hang glider or something like that, if you want, we can take time before you leave and you can roll for crafting this glider.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is what
Oh, boy.
I mean. My people are descended from dragons. We're of the sky.
Okay, real quick. In that case, I'm gonna take everybody to the main guild hall. I don't know if I actually shown you this. I'll take it to the main guild hall, and here you have all manner of different types of kind of like workshops and things like that. This is just the first floor.
Aluna.
Oh, there she is. Okay, I will say, Aluna is actually walking with. You see her in the distance. She is actually walking away with Archbishop or Archdruid Jura, and they're walking towards the teleporter. You don't know what they're heading for, but
Ooh.
there they go.
Interesting.
Ooh. Do I want to play? Hold on. Sorry, there's all sorts of music. Is this what I want? Nope, that's too angry. Is this what I want?
Too angry.
Too angry. That's too spooky. Sorry. Magic. Let's do this. This is fun. Okay. So welcome to the guild hall. Jorbs, I'm gonna have you. Do you tell everyone else what you're doing?
Just that I have matters to attend to.
Okay, cool. So as you go and fuck off, and like go start constructing your. What are you trying to build exactly? First off, tell me what you're trying to build.
It's basically just webbing that spans from my wrists to my ribs, made mostly from mulch and twigs with a little bit. I actually eat a certain plant that I've noticed you can find nearby and regurgitate it for like a gluish type of substance.
I'm gonna say an hour passes. You are off on your own constructing, and you think you do a good job doing it. When the time comes, we're gonna roll.
I always think that I've done it well.
When the time comes, we're gonna roll and see how well your construction is.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not at all concerned about this.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So you meet up.
We're full sending from the top of the cliff.
Yes.
So you meet back up with everyone else, who are kind of crowded around the teleporter room. And actually, this is a good opportunity. So in the teleporter, right over here, I'll say, right over by where this waterfall is. Let me find a token real quick.
It's very pretty. I still can't get over how like awesome all of these.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
very lucky to have found some good stuff.
Easy to build beautiful structures on the back of imprisoned labor.
Let's see. Give me a second. Trying to find the right token. Where are you? No one. Nope. Here. Okay. All right. So by the teleporter, is somebody who you actually have heard tales of, but you haven't actually encountered up until now. It is as you approach, it seems to be a suit of armor, not as large as Cepidus, and just kind of as you gaze in at this figure over here, you do notice that underneath all the armor that it's wearing, you just see a skeleton. You've heard rumors about this figure. You've heard that his name is Jazz, and he is referred to as the Postmaster. Postmaster Jazz. And as you approach, he seems to be the one kind of officiating the teleporting, and then the use of the teleporter. And he says, next up. And you guys are next.
Well, I suppose that's us. And you
Yeah.
didn't want me to bring these books out of the... Is that correct? Here, hold these. I'm just gonna hand him 5 books.
He takes them, and he just kind of grumbles about it. And he's like, I swear I need a different job. I need a different job. And he's like, don't worry, Jazz. Someday you will get a different job. And he says, where to? Where are you going?
To the
I
skies.
didn't.
The mountains to the
No,
north where the bird people live.
So
Yeah.
specifically, these mountains are called Mount Ardmore.
Ardmore.
And he says, right, sure. And his just kind of as you stare at him, you notice that his jawbone is moving, his skeleton is talking to you, and there's this kind of blue energy within him that's kind of animating his body. And it's the same kind of glow that is seen all throughout Xyperium. So the magics of Xyperium seem to be animating this.
I forgot
This
about
corpse.
Mount Lagavulin. But we're not going to Mount Lagavulin? Is this
No.
where Mount Lagavulin is that we're going to?
I will say, so let's call it Peak Ardmore. Peak Ardmore is it is one of the high peaks of Mount Lagavulin, let's say.
Ah,
Okay.
very good.
So he actually fiddles with a few arcane runes that are on the side, and once again you are teleported away into the night. As you're teleporting, so I kind of described the teleporting process as you are standing on this glass pane right here, that is just being funneled through the ethereal plane.
I should probably be there, huh?
Oh, it's fine. I'm about to eat you guys, anyways. Get yeeted.
Munch.
Get yeeted. So as you guys are standing on this glass plane that's traveling through the ethereal plane and energy is whirring all around you, the glass pane is kind of just keeping you all still and safe. Barbarian, you with the crafting materials, I assume some of them kind of stink, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
I mean, not much more than I usually do, but...
Gotcha. Well, you guys notice that Barb is a bit sticky and a bit stinky. Stinkier.
It's a
than
very
usual.
natural
Yeah.
stink, though. Sort of like musk.
Ah.
I bump against him by accident as the glass panel is rattling and my shirt sleeve gets stuck to him and I'm just like, ugh.
Keep to yourself.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
I
We're
wish
gonna.
I had.
As you teleport and as you land, the first thing that's apparent is how much thinner the air is. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. You guys can zoom out too. You guys can place your characters right over here.
Cool.
Bird.
So you guys are teleported up here, and you're kind of just taken aback at how thin the air is all of a sudden.
How many Gorons are there?
I don't know. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh, fair.
Oh man, 1d8 psychic damage to all of
Wow,
us.
yeah, really?
Got him.
Brilliant riposte.
I don't know what Gorons are.
If they're gone, are they gore off?
Jorbs is a fake gamer boy.
I didn't watch Lord of the Rings either.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm going
Sam
to die.
takes another D8 psychic. There he goes to the edge.
No!
There he goes.
Lionel, no, not without the suit.
Come back. Okay. So you're greeted kind of. Oh, let me find some music. Hold on. We're gonna get mountain.
Made it
Mountain
sound like it was
music.
gonna be cat
Mountain
themed.
tunes.
This.
Music. There's a
That's
ladder.
That's not what I thought that would be. Hold on.
I feel like I don't get enough opportunities to explore these amazing maps.
Yeah, feel free.
We actually did last time we we didn't explore the festival grounds, but we explored the hell out of that first map, though.
Explored the
With that little
fuck
kid
out of
that
There was
you
a
were
book I didn't get
with
to look
the
at. I'm still
turtle.
dreaming about it.
Oh, that book.
That book that I
Oh,
wanted to look at.
man. Okay, I'll say you guys are on this mountain pass, and all around you, you actually see other Aarakocra. You see birdfolk all around you. Let me place down some... Actually, give me a quick second. What I'm going to do... There is a really cool... Second, I'm going to buy this token set I forgot to buy real quick. Because they are...
Oh my gosh, they've got you with the microtransactions.
Yeah.
I know.
D&D predatory gaming model.
Ugh. They're so good, and they're from a really cool artist, which is why I want to get them.
I bet they
Everyone
have
subscribe
slightly
to
higher
Dapper
stats
to support.
too.
Bleh!
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
subscription gets you or
I'm
supports me.
gonna,
But,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna jump off this cliff and see if
Oh
I
my
can fly or
God.
not. Just sort of testing
Oh,
my wings.
Jesus. All right.
It's not the big
Oh,
cliff. It's not the
jeez,
big
did I
cliff.
learn
It's
this
Second
is,
wall.
I will say, this is extremely high up.
This is?
Yeah, you are up. This is like,
Nah, it's not
you
that
are.
high. How tall's the tent? Oh, are those big tents? Those
Yes.
might be big tents.
Yeah, you want to try it
Okay,
there?
I'll jump toward the tent. So if it doesn't work, I'll have my fall softened.
I will say, kind of looking around, there are some stairs off here that you
Oh, yeah, I
can
walked
get
up
to like.
those. They're
Okay,
good.
gotcha. Oh, you're right there. There you go. Okay, all right. Give me a quick.
Do this. Oh, okay. I see. So you're not
Oh
jumping off
my
the... I see. Okay. I was...
God.
No, I'm just going to jump over that tent so that if it doesn't work, I'll land on the canopy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I got these tokens.
Should be a pretty safe glide, though, I imagine.
Aha, I got 'em. So you
My
jump
dad
up.
was better at this than I was, but you know.
So you go over, and there is all of a sudden a birdfolk who comes out of a tent, and he looks at you, and it's this guy right here. Feel free to zoom in, and he actually is looking at you rather
Oh my god, I love him.
judgingly,
I love him so much.
and he says, "Jump, do it, jump,
Yes.
do it, do it." You actually see a bunch of other.
It's not jumping. It's gliding.
You see a bunch of other birdfolk come out, and they're just like,
Oh my god.
all of a sudden, there's quite a scene. As other,
Whatever you paid for this token pack,
it's
it
really
was
good.
a
I
steal.
told you. These other birdfolk come around, and they're just like, jump, jump, jump.
Oh my god.
There is a child who's just like, Daddy, is the carnival in town?
Hey Barb, can I have your sword if you die? I'm sorry. Hey Barb.
I become the sword. if
Yes,
I die.
Barb
Yeah,
becomes
can I
this.
have
So,
it?
God, can I have you?
oh,
There's
that's
No
so
one
much
can
love.
own.
good.
No one can own me. I'm owned by the sky.
Someone,
I'm so
someone
hyped
shouts.
up by
Someone
all of
interjects.
the people.
Someone interjects.
I'm
Prove
so
it.
hyped up.
You're about to
I
be
am
owned by
so
the sky.
hyped up that I'm like gonna get a running start.
Oh
and
my
just
god.
land.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I'm no longer probably landing on the canopy. I think
Oh
I'm
my
significantly
God.
over it.
Oh
God.
my god. What the
I'm
hell
so
are you
anxious
gonna roll?
about this.
Okay,
This is
hold
so
on.
good.
Hold on, let me
George, you
open.
could just say you don't want to play D&D with us. You don't have to do it this way.
Even if I die, I become a sword. Don't worry about it.
True.
That's honestly a really good point. So you're gonna be rolling as
Oh
you
my
go and
God.
as you go and jump. You're gonna be rolling a
Like, what is crafting? Luck. Just roll for luck.
Ancestry. It's an
ancestry.
ancestry roll.
This is gonna
That's-
be a.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Oh my
This
god.
is like a combination of a bunch of different.
Yeah, what am I
types of
gonna?
things.
You know what? Because of its simplistic nature, this is gonna be a survival roll.
I was thinking it might be. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead
This
and
is
roll
a
it.
matter of sheer confidence. That's what's keeping me afloat.
That makes sense too.
I didn't roll 20. I got a 9.
You want to do it? You can do it in what's it called?
We'll let you take another run.
Yeah, just do
yeah.
it.
Do it in
Just do
D&D
it.
Beyond. Do it in D&D Beyond.
I'm falling through the sky right now. I can't wait for that dice to roll.
Shit, that's a good
Something
point.
immediate.
I thought you had confidence to keep you afloat.
I will say,
do.
roll
I think
a
a 9's enough.
roll a on top of that, roll a athletics check as well for how much.
Badly I
How
failed.
bad the fall is.
No, how
For
much?
how much you break your ankles.
Okay, so
I got a 27 on athletics, or a 23
wow.
rather.
23.
sorry, 23.
So I will say you got a great run. You got a great run, a great jump. So
Hell yeah.
that definitely helped. So your glider.
Have you seen the videos of those diving competitions where it's not about diving, it's about like body slamming?
Oh,
You have to like
God,
hold the
yeah.
body slam
Oh,
pose for
man.
as long as possible, and then
Yep.
like at the last second.
I hate
That's
that.
that is what I am doing right now.
Yep. Yep.
So you start out great. You're like a paper airplane that's soaring through the air, and then all of a sudden you take a little bit of a dive. So you fall, I'd say about like 20 feet, but you like do like a woo, and then you crash into this tent right here and kind of like bounce into it, and the crowd just goes "Aw!" Like you started off great. You showed much promise at the beginning, and everyone is just like, well, time to get back to work, and they just kind of go off on their business.
Absolutely glorious. I don't know
I have a
if you've ever
proposal for this
flown
wingsuit.
Lionel
Uh,
or
so
Fen, but I recommend it.
this birdfolk, this Arakokra over here, comes over, and he's like, "You didn't do a very good job."
Oh.
I'd like to see you fly.
And he's like, "Okay," and he just jumps into the air and starts flying above you guys. And he like sits
Chill.
back down, and he just starts
Not bad. I
For
guess you
fu-
can relate then. It's incredible, isn't it?
for 5 minutes. He starts backseating you on flying. He just goes off and just starts backseating you. about-
Incredibly appreciative.
Oh,
It's exciting to me that I've found someone who shares my passion. And I feel like I'm
Potions.
really picking up some useful tips, actually.
And he says at the end of it, he says, "I have to admit though, your form is pretty good, but the glider could use some work." And he's like, "Hold on, I think I have some spare feathers I can lend your way, if you want to use some of that on your glider."
Oh, I like this one.
He's significantly shorter than you, and he's like, "Oh, that's nice." And he says like, "I'll be right back," and he kind of leaves to go attend to fetching some feathers.
Oof. All right. Well, I think we should meet some townsfolk. Ask if they've been having any trouble recently.
As you say that, a figure comes over. She is dressed in very elegant clothing and a bit of she walks with a bit of grace to her, and she seems to be just as she passes by, people kind of like nod her way. She seems to be the leader of this small, humble town. And she bows a little bit, and she says, "Greetings. I've never met Xyperium before." And she kind of giggles at Barb, and says, "I do like your flying, I will say."
Thank you. You know, I met one of your people who can fly as well.
And you hear like back here this birdfolk kind of just squawking, gathering feathers. Let me get his name real quick. Hold on. I have a thread of good D&D character names that that people have suggested for NPCs. Give me a second.
That looks like a Pete Sapai to me.
Piece
I
of
don't
pie.
know his name for sure, but I suspect something like Falcon Steelheart.
Okay, here we go. Found the thread. That is Sony PlayStation 5.
Oh, Sonny.
The Elder Motions. The Elder.
Sorry, PlayStation.
The Elder says, "Oh, I
Time to
found
take a
some
drink."
I found some other really good names in this thread. Oh no." The elder says, I am Florence Dianbreeze. And yes, that is Sonny. He is and she kind of lowers her voice. She says, he's a bit of a fool, to be honest.
Yeah, console nerds.
I've found that the people who say that about others are the real fools.
And she says, true, just maybe don't take too much flying tips from him.
Can you fly?
And she kind of just looks at you and raises an eyebrow. And she says, much better than you can, I assure you.
Can I just roll for charisma to see if I can recover this conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's going so bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see how I do here.
Oh, it's rolling. Oh, it's going.
I got a 16.
Hey.
Or a 13? I think a 16.
16. There you go. All right.
Hi, Florence. It's so wonderful to meet you. I'd love to just talk more and louder than my compatriots here in a way that will drown them out.
And she laughs. She says, let's walk and talk. And she actually walks forward with you this way and leaves you two alone.
So,
I don't know. I thought you were making some pretty good points there.
I imagine that you know that Xyperium isn't here without a reason. I don't want to dally on the topic too long.
Perfect.
What?
No, sorry, I'm just reading roll 20. Barbarian
I don't
takes
even
this.
have a vest.
Yeah.
Pants pocket.
That's good. The barbarian takes a small scrap of parchment out of his vest pocket, which says "friends" on it, and writes "Sonny PlayStation." By the way, Sonny PlayStation was suggested by our very own Sam. Thank you, Sam, for that name.
Thank you, and thank you for telling everyone that was mine. I
Yeah,
really,
there you
really,
go.
Thank
There you go.
Thank you for attributing that to me, and not just keeping that out in the ether.
No, it has big Sam energy. It should be.
Yeah, that's fair. It does.
I mean that in the best way. So, Florence does say, I assume you've come to help us out with our little infestation, she says.
We have. We hear that you've been having some problems with the Talon Brigade. They've been causing some trouble up here.
As you say that, you actually hear a bunch of shouting from this tent over here. You all do. There is another elder who is kind of standing at the doorway, and he looks rather upset at things that are going on inside. You just hear a bunch of kind of.
I thought that was a picture of Garfield. Dead serious. Thought that was Garfield.
Lasagna. No, that's not Garfield.
I think that man's name is Garfield.
Yeah.
Garfield lasagna pants.
Garfield lasagna pants. The elder speaks, and she says, recently, a few members of the Talon Brigade have taken to the ancient graveyards at the peak, and they've been operating out of there. Every now and then, a few of the men come down and, well, drink some of our what's called ritualistic alcohol we have for the younglings when they become flyers of age.
Yes.
They've kind of come here and offered to buy us out of this liquor, and sometimes they come down and drink us dry. And she sounds quite annoyed at that. And she says, they offer gold every time, but they never accept no for an answer. And she says, there's more of them too, and they're not afraid to let us know of that fact.
More of them than there are of you, or more than those that come down drinking?
Both, she says.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I'm sorry. So the problem is that they come down, drink your ale, pay you for it, and they're just kind of dicks about it? Or...
And she says, I will have you know that spirit is is a holy one. It is a ritualistic spirit that is grown from flowers at the highest peak of Peak Ardmore. And she says
It's
it
this
is.
sacred for Loco, and
Yes.
they're intimidating the townsfolk into selling
All
more
right.
than they want to
All
share.
right, I back off. I back off for sure. This is my bartender read on the situation was not the correct one. So,
Cocktail. Sam goes over. Shots.
yeah. Yeah.
And Garth Fields lasagna. I still love that.
Lysaga.
Lysaga. And she says there are 3 members inside there right now in the Talon Brigade who are drinking a bit of our some of our last reserves of the spirit. May I
Oh.
take you to them? She says with a smile.
Okay. So you see Lionel's face light up a little bit. Yeah. Now, do you have any? I have an idea. Do you have any spirits that you may that are not holy that you wouldn't mind parting with a little bit of?
She whistles, and there's another Arakokra who comes up, and he looks kind of like looks like a monk, and he says, "This is our distiller of the spirit," and she begins speaking to him, and they kind of talk back and forth in their own language, and she says, "We do have some spirit that has not yet been blessed. It's overproof, you would say, rather strong."
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So here is my idea. Take it or leave it.
Have a big
I
party.
I would put money on the fact that us 3 could drink those 3 under the table, and there is no better. Trust me, I am a bartender. I know how this works. There is no better way to endear yourself to somebody, get them to trust you, than a good old-fashioned drinking contest.
Now,
If we want
what do
information,
we-
if we want information out of these people, all we got to do is drink them under the table. Their lips will loosen, and we'll leave. We'll leave. They'll leave. They will probably not want to cause trouble here anymore, having met people who are friendly to this village that care about it. So I don't know. I feel like it's a
are
good
you
plan.
just looking to go on a bender?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I feel like it's a good idea regardless, though.
It's a good
Sure.
idea. You drinking contest with the 3 of them. While the rest of their forces are depleted, Fen and I will infiltrate the camp, and I will behead the leader.
Oh, we are
Wait,
meant
I
to
actually,
shackle them.
well, I actually
Ooh.
really like that plan of attack. Uh,
A lot
Yeah.
of
Nothing
moving
bad
pieces.
has ever happened when you split the parties, so.
no, nothing ever happened. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad ever happened.
And it's certainly not annoying for the DM, so.
My previous adventuring party, we always went off on our own, and
Yeah,
nothing
always
ever
split
bad
up.
happened.
Yeah. She actually says, she calls over this other elder over here who comes over. They begin speaking in their language as well. And she says they were talking about how they were new initiates to the Talon Brigade. They were heading up to the peak. They are talking rather loudly. Some of them say that it's their first time heading up to meet up with the rest of the brigade. But
I
the
have just the
melee-
thing. Do you know what the process of joining the Talon Brigade is like?
And she says, no, but I believe they might.
Well, if we can convince them that we're new initiates, we get a free pass in with a lot less chance of doing any damage to your local bars and taverns.
She smiles at
Sounds
that.
a lot
That's
like
also
how I
true.
joined Xyperium.
It does sound like that. Interesting.
She says, speaking of, you might want to hide your Xyperiumness, and she points at the glowing emblems you guys have on your arms. And very
Oh,
Cast disguise self.
or I will say, with every armband, there is a way to like very simply kind of like activate a small rune on it to make the symbol disappear.
okay, yeah, okay. I do that for sure.
Still gonna cast disguise self. Do you know what the initiates generally look like?
And they say, Talon Brigade tends to wear scarlet.
All right. I use one of my. I take a deep breath, close my eyes, and wave a hand over my face dramatically, like I'm, I don't know, doing what is it? The craft. The craft. That's such a good
the
dramatic
craft.
moment.
Oh, man.
In order to change my appearance so that I am no longer a satyr, and
Ooh.
instead,
Ooh.
let's see, do we know what race they are?
I'll say, Florence says, the Talon Brigade, the ones that I've seen, they're a vast array of races.
Right. I'll just go with
She does say,
a half elf.
okay, she says real quick, she says, they tend to make up for, in numbers, what they lack in strength and prowess. And she says, some of them are, well, the guy next to her says, dumb, bad, and just begins speaking a few words in common.
It's interesting. Have you considered community programs for them? It sounds like there's a lot of disaffected youth.
That's actually, we'll start that campaign next.
Wonderful. Okay.
Community
well,
programs.
I've got a forgery kit with me. I'm going to go ahead and use that
Ooh.
to make myself a
Wow.
convincing letter that says I am a member and that I should meet up with this group. Sign it from the Tremor.
Ooh, nice. What about the other two?
My friends are coming with me too.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't do disguises, so
You don't
Yeah,
need to
me.
disguise.
You're also red already.
I'm still very much. I say this out loud. That's all well and good. I still plan on drinking these fools under the table and trying to get information out of them that way.
There
By all
is.
means, make friends.
I'll say the distiller comes back with just a barrel, and just kind of rolls it over
Oh.
to you guys of this spirit that's aging.
You
Oh.
sure?
He nods at you.
Okay.
Sani comes over, and kind of pokes you on the shoulder, Barbarian, and says, "Here," and he hands you just like a sack of feathers.
That's a pillow. We call that a pillow where I'm from.
Ooh, that's a good point.
your people lack creativity.
He says, "Whatever, man." And just walks
No,
away.
no, not yours, Fen. Thank you for this gift. I appreciate it.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go fly now. He just looks so shitty. I love this icon. He looks like
He's
such a
so cute.
looks like such a Melvin.
He looks like he has allergies. Like
Yeah, I
allergies.
know.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Okay, so we'll go over to this tent right here. I don't have a map
Yep.
for it, but I'll say as you bring the barrel over, it makes quite the sound. Let me go ahead and do shoobity boop boop. Hold on. Hold on. Wow, these tokens are way too cool for these nerds. Hold on.
Let us into the bar. Let us in.
Let's just do these brigands. So imagine these guys are red. So at the sound of that, one of them, you hear a voice just shout out, just say, "Hey, more drink, I think." And these three Talon Brigade members come out. Never mind that they're armed. Just imagine they're not armed.
Okay. So they are not actually.
No, they're not actually armed.
Wait, they were here the entire time? I missed that.
Yes, they were in the tent, drinking.
And now they're on top of the tent.
Well, they're more like they've come.
We're like, yeah, we're heading in.
They've come out to greet you because they heard the sound of alcohol.
Gotcha.
The barbarian is massaging the hilt of his sword. Just the rest of the party should be aware.
I will say Sir Gallo is kind of doing weird moans at that. Anyways,
Yeah. No, we're into
Oh,
that. That's most nights for us now.
Ooh.
I like my mod said Sonny's arch nemesis is a warlock named Hex Squawk Spawn.
Oh, squawks.
Hex Squawks.
How
Yeah.
dare you ban horny when you could ban puns?
Yeah.
I will never ban horny in chat. Anyway, I'll say one of the Talon Brigade members kind of greets you. He looks at Fen. They're all kind of swaying a little bit, and one of them is just like, "Oh, I didn't know there'd be more of you, more of us." And he kind of looks at all of you. This drunkard over here points at Barb, and it's like, "Whoa, that guy painted himself red. Do you think he'll get in instead of us?" And they're like, "Oh man, should we paint ourselves red?" And they kind of just talk to each other.
Oh, we're already in. Are you not?
And he's like, "We're from the junior division." The one's like, "Yeah, the junior division." He says, "We're here to join up with the real members."
All right, rookies. Are you still drinking the trash they serve in the bars?
And he's like, "You call this a bar?" And he like looks in, or he like opens the flap, and inside you see that there is a very ornate kind of carpet on the floor with a bunch of ritualistic symbols, much like the symbol that's behind you. And it's just there's all sorts of pillows lined around it, and this seems to be a tent of ceremony of sorts. And they have kind of strewn about things and made it rather messy.
So it is very clearly like not a bar.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Listen, we've got the good shit, and maybe we should retire with it.
They whistle at the barrel, and they're just like, "All right, that sounds pretty good." And they're just like, "Oh, come on inside, let's go drink."
Whoa.
What?
You can handle it?
And
Juniors?
they all kind of stand up a bit and like
Yes.
they stand up a bit and flex a little bit, and they're just
All right.
like, "Yeah, we can handle it."
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'll shoot. Roll to bartend. Yeah. I pour them a few. I assume they're like that. I was brought the equivalent of like.
I'll say
solo cups.
you
right?
guys go inside the tent at this point.
I actually kind of don't want. I would rather, if it's cool with everyone else, I would actually rather do this out in the open.
I would generally rather not destroy their holy space.
Yeah. I would rather. Plus, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fair.
As long I will like look around and be like out here, right? Doing this out here is cool, right? Like
You do notice that there's a crowd kind of formed around you of some of the
Are they
townspeople.
giving like disapproving looks, or are they like?
They're
don't
they're giving it's a wide array of looks that you're receiving.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'll serve up like what is, I believe, an appropriate amount of the spirit in 3 solo cups for the junior members, and then I will entreat both the Barbarian and Fen, if y'all want some, before pouring some for myself as well.
Oh no, you know you drink for me.
That's very true. Very true. So yeah, and I'll make eye contact actually with the 3 rookies.
Yep.
Is I pour, as you say that, I pour much more than your share into my own.
One of the guys ahead of you says, "Hey, you're skimping out on us. Come on, we can handle that too."
You sure? have you had this before?
And he's like, "We can do more."
Your
It went-
children couldn't handle breast milk.
Just listen. Why don't you start with this?
One of
Why don't
them
you start with
kind of
that?
whispers together, "Whoa, milk comes from breasts?" Whoa.
Well, not if you're a bird.
Oh boy.
It's a good point. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm here with all the mammalian facts. Also, Fen is pulling a book out of her bag, looking up hangover cures as this
Yeah.
happens.
Oh no.
Very much appreciated. Yeah, so that's okay. If they're gonna keep pushing after that,
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, I'll pour them all the same amount that I poured. So like in a non D&D terminology, this would probably be close to 2.5 shots.
Oh, okay.
And I will without even asking, I will sprinkle some I will put some ice in theirs.
You have
and
ice
not
on
for
you?
mine. No, I don't.
We're
I
so
don't.
high
I
up
kind
in
of
the mountains. You
assumed,
could
but
knock some
yeah.
off of a nearby ledge.
You know what? That's fair. Let's say, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, all
fine.
right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll flex a little bit and do that.
Or you can just
Yeah.
use some real cold rocks and pretend they're whiskey stones, which are
Ooh.
You know
useless.
what? You know what? I might. You know what? That's actually what that is what I'll do for all of us. Just flex a little bit, and everyone gets whiskey stones. Cold Aarakocra whiskey stones.
Ooh.
Yep. Are the minerals here like flaky? Are there gonna be
Yes.
bits of rock in the drink? All right.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Good. Are those
Let's
sharp?
They're not smooth. They're not sharpie. They're somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
so
Roll
I'm
for
just gonna
iron deficiency.
Yeah,
drink
yeah.
Sharp rock.
Okay,
shards.
everyone
That's
who
awesome.
is rolling,
So
roll
you're
a
a
constant.
professional bartender, or
Oh yeah. I do this all the time. Everyone loves my bar.
Everyone who's drinking, roll a
just
roll
Constitution?
a Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw.
Sam,
yeah.
you are at an advantage because of alcohol and your
Cool.
background.
Got it. All right. There's number
Roll.
1. It could be better.
Woo,
I got a 24.
woo.
Nice. Okay, that'll probably do it. The
Fun.
better one of the two is the.
Oops.
Hand me that book on hangovers.
No, actually.
Ow. It rolled well. So as you drink
I just
this,
regurgitate the stones up and
Gotcha.
spit them on the floor. Then.
as you drink this incredibly
nice. Yeah,
strong,
hell
strong
yeah.
spirit, it's kind of similar to. I would describe it as almost absinthe, star anisey sort of flavor, but just incredibly strong and unfiltered. Just because this is kind of the raw ingredient.
Licorice flavored Four Loko.
Yeah, kinda. So both Sam and Barb, you stomach it down, and it's very potent. Two of them actually kind of cough it up, but the one in the middle drinks it down and just meets all of your gaze in the eye, just very proud of himself for stomaching it. He burps a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
and-
I'll give him like a
Sam, your audio
on
dropped.
back. The
that-
alcohol's
and be
taking its
okay.
effect.
Yeah. Oh, am I? Can you hear me? Can you?
Yes,
hear me?
there you
Yeah,
go.
there was just a pause.
Okay.
We're good.
The alcohol took you.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'll clap the rookie in the middle on the back and say like, oh, so yeah, you weren't just blowing smoke. Well done.
So I'll say, you guys go ahead and drink with them and continue pouring them drinks with the intent of kind of liquoring them up. They keep drinking. Barb and Lionel, are you guys gonna keep drinking as well?
No, it's not very good.
Okay, there you go.
I think I will continue to drink with them. I think at some point I will like switch. I'll try and switch to water,
Okay.
so that I can stay, like, I can still have most of my wits about me
Gotcha.
and like press them for info.
Yep. All right. So I'll say at a certain point, you like pretend to drink. You're like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Yep, yep.
And they keep drinking, and I'd say after about like 5 minutes, it really starts taking effect. You are definitely drunk, Sam, but not to the point.
Well, right.
Not to the point of belligerent that they are. This guy over here just falls over like on a rock and is just sleeping. This guy is off, kind of puking to the side. This one is just kind of stumbling back and forth. And he actually goes over to Barb and he's like, "Are you really red?"
Oh my god.
He's just poking you. Wow.
No.
And he like turns,
Hey.
he shouts, he's like, "Does anyone have any red paint? I want to be red." Woo!
So, rookies.
I've heard that there's red paint just over the ledge, at the edge of the mountain.
What? No.
He looks at you and he's like, "Really?"
Yes, a small outcropping covered in red dye.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion. You're at an advantage.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh
no.
my god.
my God.
Why are you killing the children?
They're young adults.
I rolled a natural
Ooh,
20.
Natural
Oh my
20.
God.
Let's
Well,
go.
Nothing. I was gonna try and stop, but like you know.
No.
Don't worry.
Can't.
Have you seen like James Bond movies? I'm gonna dive after him and catch him.
Oh
my
my
god,
god, no,
with the
that's even
wingsuit to work.
So he begins walking. He believes you. He begins walking and then stumbles and he's like, "I don't know if I can walk." And he kind of just like sits there and he's like, "Can someone help me?" And he like looks back at the bird people. He's like, "Bird people, help me!" And they're all just kind of ignoring him.
Someone can't hold his holy spirits. Perhaps the wrath of God is inside you.
And he says, "I bet if I'm red, I'll do better." He just begins kind of crawling on the floor. So off he goes towards, like, he gets to about, like, I'd say, like, right here. And he's like, "Where is it again?"
The barbarian is watching him do this, sort of like he watches ants tend to their hives when he's fascinated by those.
Okay.
He doesn't even really realize that he's being addressed. He's so fixated on what's going on.
He looks up at you and he's like, "Where?" He's like, "Am I colorblind?" He's like, "Where is it? I don't
Could
see
be.
it."
Whoa,
Huh.
wait.
Keep looking around.
You don't see it?
And he turns
You don't
towards you,
see-
Sam. And he's
you
like,
don't see
"No, no."
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking to the barbarian.
Oh.
He's all look. He's all red. It was inside you the whole time.
He like puts
Oh.
he puts his hands up to his face and he's like, "I'm red."
You can't see it because it's in your eyes too.
Huh.
But everyone else, oh my god.
He's like, "Oh
goodness.
my god."
A play
It's
acting. I love it. I love to act. Yeah, he's red. Look, everyone, he's red.
Look at this red boy.
He's like, he stands up. Let me
You'll
see
be
how
in
this
for
goes.
sure.
Hold on. Oh, that's bad. He stands up, and with his arms up, he's like, "I'm red," and then he slips and starts
No.
falling off the
Oh,
side.
can I
I
please try
catch
to?
'em.
Okay.
Okay. Roll a.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Athletics? Acrobatics would be
Acrobatics.
catch 'em, right?
Yeah. Yep. There you
You're
go.
on 18.
Yep. So you grab him, as he's like, his lower body is kind of hanging off the side. And he's like looking up at you, and he's like, "Whoa."
All right then, son. Let's take you back to camp, shall we?
And he's like, "That sounds good."
Tell you what, you tell me which direction to go, and I'll just walk. I prefer to focus on one thing at a time.
And he's like, "Oh, you know what? That's a good idea." He actually points. I'll say back where these steps are, and he points like just kind of like north that way generally. And he says, "There's a trail that we saw over there. It's kind of rocky, so just be careful. I think we're gonna maybe go to sleep now."
Have a good sleep, young child. I'm sure the morning will be kind.
He reaches into his pocket, and he's like, "Oh, if you're gonna go, can you do me a favor?"
I would love nothing more.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a letter with a stamp on it. You notice that it's an insignia of the Talon Brigade, which is a kind of like a scarlet hawk. And he says, "Oh, my dad, he's on like the Talon Brigade West on a different continent, and he's like, this was my opportunity to make a good impression. So can you like, you know, I want to make a good first impression to this guy. Can you give this to him? Say it's from me. Tell him it's me."
I don't know your father.
And he's,
Tell you what, you deliver it yourself.
Fen takes the letter.
Meh.
We got you, buddy.
"Gotcha. You have gotten a
Hold on.
what?
Is she being dishonest?
Who? Fen?
I rolled a 12 perception. Are you being dishonest?
Roll a against that. Roll a persuasion."
Sure. Oh, this die, it's so slow. I get to watch every possibility. as I roll a
Hooray! Look
nat
at that.
7? I got a 14.
Oh, you beat it. Wow,
Indeed.
your
She is being
persuasion.
honest.
Yeah,
That's
your
very kind of you, Fen. I
Yes,
learned more
Persuasion
about you.
means I'm being honest.
The facets of your kindness every day.
Mm-hmm. That's me. Nothing
I
but kind
regurgitate
and
slightly on the
helpful.
letter and then hand it to her.
Oh, I take it and I wipe it on his pants.
I will say you have gotten a let's call it a Talon Brigade invitation
Oh,
or
I
acceptance
duplicate
letter
that with
or
my
something.
forgery kit.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
We got 3 of those now. Off we go.
Gotcha. So if anyone else has any other business to attend to while we're in the village, feel free, or else we will be.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop the kid off with Sonny and tell him that the kid thinks he's red.
nice, good.
He'll
So-
wake up in a few hours, probably. He thinks he's red. Go easy on him.
It's funny. Florence comes over and she's just like, "To think these fools were going to be Talon Brigade." She says, "Don't worry, we'll send them back down. They're not going up there."
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And we do. Is there. What can we do for you, by the way? Our intention was just to handle one member of the Talon Brigade, but perhaps there's more you need?
And she says, the mountains to the north, Peak Ardmore, it's a religious place. It's best left alone." And she says, "You see, it's the graveyard of where the last giants fell from the initial Shadowfell invasion that plagued this land thousands of years ago." And she said, when Xyperium himself fought back the shadow giants, he ended them all up here to the north. And she says their graves and the battlefield that they fought on is a sacred place, and it's inherently, and she kind of says quietly, she says, it's inherently cursed, or at least that's what we've been told for a while. And she says any band of brigands should not be in those parts. And she says this is a recent occupation of their part. And she says if you can somehow make them leave, we'd be very appreciative of it.
Sure. Absolutely. Always happy to lend a hand.
Gotcha. So I will say, before you want to go, Barbarian, if you want to real quick remake this glider with these feathers,
Ooh.
or just hold on to the feathers, it's up to you.
But I mean, why? It worked fine the first time.
All right, on we go. Okay, real quick before we go on, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get some water. Everybody else can do the same.
Oh, it's so far away though.
It is so far. Carrie, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. Okay, guys, we'll be right back.
Goodbye, yeah.
Chat, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you so much for stopping by. We are going to be on a little intermission for the time being. Me do this, and then do this. Yeah, I hope you guys are having fun. This is a good time. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, Carrie, thank you for the subscription. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Thanks, Jen Fizz, for the subscription. I will say, everybody who's watching, you are getting channel points. You are getting tinctures. Tinctures are very cool because at a certain point, I'm going to make a little goal that you can redeem certain channel points to name an NPC. As long as it's a, not a terribly offensive name, it'll be in the game. So that's going to be fun. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. Okay. Ooh. Hello, chat. Maiden burrito. No shift D's. Hello.
Wow.
I said Control Shift D, and then I said Control Shift D's nuts.
I missed that. You cut out.
I
It's a
said it,
shame.
I said it to
That's a
myself.
funny joke.
Control Shift D's nuts is not a good joke. Hold on, I'm finishing up. Imaging Edge webcam. Oh, okay. Oh.
You're finishing up.
Or I'm finishing up a burrito.
Oh, I thought in the bathroom.
But yes, bathroom stream. Bathroom D&D stream.
Wonderful. I'm about to eat food while we do this next thing. It's
Okay.
okay though. You only need me for combat.
Just need you for your muscles. Alright, hold on.
I'm used to it. It's a lot like playing myself in real life, this D&D game.
Mm.
You sell yourself short. Sometimes you're really handy to just completely fuck us over a little bit.
Isn't that what D&D just is, though? Is the party fucking itself over in
Oh, yeah.
increasingly hilarious ways?
I think when you begin D&D, you think that it is like players versus DM,
No.
but then you slowly realize that it's collaborative storytelling where you're all on the same side, and then you work out it's actually free for all.
Yeah, then you
1v1,
realize it's
v1v1.
PvP.
One.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a battle
the
royale
culmination.
situation.
Yep. And
All
it
right.
is the final circle.
It's the final circle.
Wow. Sam, can you do a kazoo cover of that?
Probably.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
Almost definitely. Yeah, it's because the year hasn't come up yet where we've been doing it year by year.
Oh.
So it kind of depends on what the random number generator gives us. So
Gotcha.
haven't done it yet, but probably.
Someday. Oh, we're not water. Y'all good to go for another like hour and a half, maybe? Hour? Something like that?
Sure.
I am good to go for at least another hour.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll say you guys begin traveling north, and from what you heard about a cursed, barren landscape of these mountain peaks, you're greeted by really a really serene green area. As you're traveling higher and higher north, and it's all of a sudden you're walking, and then you begin seeing it. You begin seeing remnants of battle. So I'm gonna take you here. You guys can see this. All right, you guys can place yourselves over here. Yeah, so you find yourself very high up. Give me a second. Place.
There's a
Oh,
bone
a
in the
big sword.
Don't eat the
Big sword.
Big Yoshi.
Yeah, so you guys find yourself going even higher, and you see the remnants of ancient battles. You see a sword forged by, or wielded by one of these fabled giants from so very long ago, and kind of resting against the glass, or resting against the sword itself. You do actually see some Talon Brigade members. Some of them are kind of leaning back on the. Oh god, they are so big. Why are they so big? Be small. Be small. Okay, there you go. Be small. Why are they so big? Stop being
Because
big.
they're giants.
Apparently.
Whoa, big boys.
Let me make sure it's good. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So yeah, they're kind of like resting up against the sword, just kind of like attempting to like push on it. And there are a couple people kind of by these wagons. Why is it doing that? By these wagons, just kind of unloading some materials, and you all see that they have armor with the crest of the Talon Brigade on it. And one of them sees you approach, and very bluntly just shouts out, "Who goes there?"
Wordlessly, I just take out the letter.
Your new recruits.
And the other ones approach as well. They're like, "Oh yeah, prove it."
I hold out my letter.
Okay. So they take the letter and they scan it over. And they're like, "Whoa, you're related to the boss's uncle, are you?" And he's kind of scanning it over, the letter that you've taken.
That's so right here.
He says, "How is your old man, by the way? Haven't heard from him in a while. Didn't know he had kids."
Me either. He's on the other side of the world. But, well enough to send a letter to get me in here.
He says, he kind of scans all of you a bit. And he's like, "All right, well, then help us unload some of these supplies. We're taking them further up north."
I grab
Or
a
further
bag
up
of whatever supplies count for these guys.
Gotcha. So it just needs to be like feed and grain and stuff like that.
They're farming?
Or at least they have animals to take care of.
Well, that's wholesome.
Maybe. They're doing a Stardew Valley at the top of a mountain.
Well, how am I going to kick them out now?
So that we can do a Stardew Valley there.
That's true.
They look up and they kind of look around a bit, and they're just like, "Well, did you see any other members while you were heading up here?"
Nope. Just us.
They're just like, "All right, good. It's not a moment too soon." From what I hear, Tremor's about to give some sort of speech.
Do I need to roll for all the lying I just did? Not to sell myself out or something.
No,
But...
I'll say because of the forging you did, they kind of believe that you are.
Oh.
You're who you say you are.
Fools.
Haha, fools. They say, yeah, from what we heard, Tremor's about to give some sort of speech. He has some sort of plan lined up, as well as a surprise, a gift he's bringing to the brigade. And as he says that, you actually hear thunder in the distance, far away. You look into the north. There are some storm clouds, kind of in the distance, that are rolling in.
We gotta get going.
They say, not a moment too soon. Seems like it's about to rain. We haven't got any shelters set up just yet.
Well, let's hightail it.
Says, all right, that sounds good to me. As you guys walk through and kind of walk through these rocky paths, you see everyone's kind of mindful. I'll say these two follow. They're kind of mindful of the edges because looking down, it is quite the drop, especially from here. You actually see one of these brigade members goes over to this giant sword and just begins like touching it a bit, and as this guy is touching the big sword that's buried in the ground, this member over here just shouts out and he says, "Hey, remember, no touching those things. No real touching it. You've heard the orders." And he shakes his head and he says, "Newbies." And he says, "By the way, these things you see around, these relics of a bygone battle, they have some magic left in them. It's best not to touch it." And with that, I'll say you guys just really quickly, just kind of pass through. I'm just gonna copy everyone real quick. Just gonna schloop ya.
I want to lick it so bad.
The forbidden popsicle.
Yeah. Big lollipop.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Swooping you over here. As you continue to travel through, you find more and more remnants of long gone battle. And the skeletons that you are seeing, and as you travel through, they become more and more numerous. And just as you're walking, you can't help but feel some sort of magical arcane energy from the remnants of these bodies that are around.
All right, I'll do an Arcana check. If you're gonna twist my arm about it, then I will roll a 16.
Cool. Not only is this these old bones and weapons imbued with magic, they're imbued with magic from the Shadowfell. Has that signature Shadowfell taste to it.
That's a kingdom in Game of Thrones, right?
It's what?
A kingdom in Game of Thrones?
No, Shadowfell
Star
is
Wars.
Yes, Star Wars. The Shadowfell, it's the opposite of the Feywilds. It's the opposite of the Fey world. So it's the Shadow realm. Yeah. It's the Shadow dimension, Shadow plane that kind of mirrors and mimics the material plane, but distorts things. So a simple cottage in the material plane might be a giant castle in the Shadowfell. A simple crack in the ground in the material plane might be a giant ravine in the Shadowfell. Things tend to be exaggerated and odd, and it's a lifeless, odd place.
And a giant knife in the material realm might be, for instance, a small spoon
Ooh.
in the shadow realm.
Ooh. But everything you see is just kind of tainted with the Shadowfell magic. As you walk up and as you kind of look around, you do see there are a bunch more. Copy these guys.
Do I know whether there's anything cool I can do with shadow realm magic?
Not that you know of. If you want, go ahead and do a. You can go over if you can inspect these like bones and weapons and see what happens and do an Arcana roll.
Sure.
Cool.
I will do another Arcana roll. I'll probably do bad this time. Because of odds. Nope, I'm still fucking killing it. Just
What'd you
acing
get?
it. I got an 18.
Nice. Look at that. So you go over and you kind of notice that there's this kind of pulling energy in the swords and in the bones. Best way to describe it, it's sort of a magnetic feeling as you get really close. You tend to, the magic that you used, it's more whimsical, and you yourself as a satyr, you are fey touched. You have descendants from the Feywilds. So this is quite exact the opposite of you and your people and where you're from. And as you touch this sword, you just begin hearing and conjuring, like you hear sounds. And as you touch the sword, the sound of a the sound of a giant battle can be heard. And you recall, and you can hear the sound of these giants fighting and dying. But yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I just had a wild acid flashback. What were we doing again?
As you come to, and as everybody else looks around, Sam, I'm gonna say you're starting to sober up a little bit.
Okay.
From the walk.
There, doing me good.
You notice that there are more Talon Brigade members that are just out and about, either like walking around or staring at you. Let me go ahead and grab something. Give me a second. Second.
God, can I retcon that I changed myself to look like the red boy?
If you want, keep in mind, no one's actually seen the children of this leader here.
Well, except for the leader who, I don't know, is he not around?
You made your choices.
That's all right.
I got
He's
your back.
also, yeah, he's also like, right, like a continent away.
Yeah, so I'll say
Fair
like I'll say the best way to describe it is like there are different branches of the Talon Brigade, and the leader of that, we'll call it White Spire is the name of another play area I have, but we'll say like the section of the Talon Brigade from White Spire has a specific leader, and then it seems like Tremor is the one operating now this branch in Arcs. So you're basically you're a dignitary almost.
Well,
So no one really knows what you look like. There is a Dragonborn suddenly. Oh god, he's huge.
that's a big boy you got there.
It's a big boy.
Oh, wow.
Look at his little tail.
He does have a very small tail. There's the Dragonborn that comes down and kind of looks you all in the eyes, and he's like, "Stop." And he looks at Sam, and he's like, and he smells a bit in the air, and he's like, "Is he drunk?"
Usually.
Recently,
now.
but not now.
Recently, but not now. Yeah.
He says he smells of alcohol, strong alcohol at that.
Just loves black licorice.
Yes, I
That's
do.
all. He's been munching on it.
I'd share, but I just ate the last of it.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
a pretty significant hike up here. Needed my carbs. Complex carbs.
complex carbs. Gotcha. Give me a quick second. Quick. Sorry. Find something. Okay, sorry. Where is he? I had a cool token. So, where are you? There it is. Okay, cool. Give me a second. Wow, this token has a lot of pretty boys in it. Give me a second. Where are you? You know what? I like this token better. Let's switch him up to this token. Boop. Oh god, he's huge. It's a good token. Shrink him a little bit. As he looks you up, as he looks you up and down, you notice that he is very decked out. Seems to be some sort of fighter. And he says, the Tremor's gonna like that one. And he points over at Barb.
They all do.
And he says, "Can you fight? You look like it."
I've been in 3 arranged marriages. I can hold my own.
Some of the other members laugh all around you. You hear one of them say, "I don't get it." And then it's at that moment where you hear some people talk and murmur is over here in the distance. You see a figure. Oh, he's so big.
M. Bison.
You see a figure come down. He is a Goliath. I believe that's what the D&D race is called. He's a really large, imposing figure, taller than everyone else here. And he does a whistle that kind of pierces out, and he says, "Come on, we're having the meeting." And this Dragonborn over here says, "Well, good timing. Tremor's about to speak." Okay.
Don't want to miss that.
Go ahead and copy everyone real quick. Okay.
Stop copying me, Alex.
What?
Stop.
Let me copy you. Stay still. I can't all right, fine. I don't care if I don't copy you. Oh my god. All right, I need you all to stop moving.
I have stopped.
Okay, all right. I take you over to. Let me set this up real quick. Give me a second. Okay. Also, as you are walking over to where everyone else is, I will say it is getting much more stormy. The thunderclouds are moving in way faster than you've seen thunderclouds roll in before. It's kind of alarming at how fast and intimidating the storm looks. Let me actually give me a second. I will find us somebody. All right, that didn't work. Thunder. Ooh, that might be too black. Add the game. Give me a second. Sorry. Give me some thunder. Come on. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, I'm getting ASMR.
Ooh,
That's
there
good.
you go. All right. We're gonna take you over to this. Whoop. You see a bunch of Talon Brigade members are gathering around a corpse of a Shadowfell giant. Up above is a figure that you saw before. He's standing on top of this giant skull. And the closer and closer you guys get to this old corpse of a giant, there's just a noxious sort of energy that fills out and emanates, but this figure kind of pays no mind. The figure looks at all of you that are you climbing the doors.
Gotta test that wingsuit again.
Yeah,
I perch and wait on the hilt of the sword.
I'm gonna let you. Let's do. There's enough moss and stuff that you're able to climb up.
Please, I climbed this stuff in my sleep.
True. That's a good point. Let me go ahead and do this. Sorry. Okay. The tremor speaks out as the storm clouds get closer and closer. He says humbly, I thank you all for gathering here. And he says, I appreciate the new ones showing up as well, and he motions towards the three of you as well. And he says, my brethren, we are at a new dawn. And he says, I have acquired something that'll tip the scales of power to our favor. And he says, as leader of the Talon Brigade, as the new leader, I come bearing gifts. And he says, the first one, and he holds up what looks to be a very...
A library book that wasn't returned.
Oh! He holds up in his hands, it looks to be this tube, almost scroll-like object. And as he holds it up, everyone just kind of is a little bit confused as to what it is and a little bit underwhelmed. And he says, I received this from a mystic in the sands of the buried kingdom. And he says, with this, I can view into the other planes of existence and see what new powers are rising. And he says, I will use this to make contact with those powers. And we will, together, fight back against Xyperium. And he says, their age of domination will be coming to an end. And he pats the giant skull below him. And he says, don't worry, old friend, this is for you. And everyone just kind of doesn't really see... Everyone doesn't really seem too excited about it. And he says, fine, don't believe me. come see for yourself. And he hops down. And this figure right here kind of goes over to the other Dragonborn. And he says, look through it, peer. And the best way I can describe it is it looks like a very long kaleidoscope, almost. And this Dragonborn presses it to his... Let me wind down. It's a lot of thunder. The Dragonborn presses it to his eyes and just begins twisting it. And all of a sudden he, like, gets startled and drops it to the floor. Everyone kind of crowds around and it's just like, what did you see? What did you see? And he doesn't really say much. But he says...
Scared of a tube.
Everyone looks over at Barb, who is perched on this sword. Tremor speaks up and he says, you there, new one. And he says, why don't you take a look?
Don't mind if I do. I elegantly stand up because I'm sitting on the hilt of the sword, and I take 2 steps and launch myself off of it. And spread my arms to glide.
All right, roll another survival check for me.
Oh my god.
Please don't.
It's going real hardcore bird cultist.
Oh.
I got a 7 this time.
Yes, good.
What you got? That's lower than what you got before, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think it was a 9 before.
Okay, so you still don't have a grasp on it. You start off going forward and then just immediately take a sharp hook right and just collide with one of these ribs. You don't take any damage, but you just kind of clap up against it.
Still a work in progress. Excuse me. Yeah, hand me the tube.
Everyone steps back. And the Tremor, he is about to hand it to you. And then all of a sudden, you are just bombarded by rain. Hold on, give me a second. 1 second. Sorry. Shoop boop boop. This is very important. I promise. Right? No, not 9-inch nails. All of a sudden, 9-inch nails comes on.
Oh, yeah.
Trent Reznor rains down from the sky. Okay, give me a second. It just begins pouring all around you. It's at that moment when you hear above you in the clouds, you hear this massive foghorn almost. And as the cloud gets closer and closer, you see beams of light shooting out from the cloud as things darken all around you. The Tremor stands back up on the skull and he holds up the kaleidoscope. And he says, "This was merely one of my gifts, brethren." He points up at the clouds and he says, "This is my other one." And all of a sudden the clouds part and you just see this massive flying machine in the sky, this massive airship that has been traveling in this storm cloud. And he says, "We have communion to make with another plane." And he says, "We shall do so in the sky." He says, "I shall take all of you up with me, where we will force them to grant us audience. What do you say?" And everyone just kind of shouts.
Yeah. Do they like have a theme shout or whatever,
Hip hip hooray! No, they just all kind of yell. They chant.
Woo!
Woo!
I could fly like that on my own.
They say Sony PlayStation. Woo! From the sky, all of a sudden there is a rope ladder that falls down. This massive rope ladder that lands next to the Tremor. And he says, "Come,
Someone
brethren."
cast
Sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry, did someone cast rope trick in here?
The Tremor says, "Come, brethren, we have much to do. And with that, I will put us. I'll give you a little taste of the airship.
Tasty taste.
Just a little taste. Shoop. Look at that.
It looks like a little bug.
Oh man.
It's a little bug.
It's a little tardigrade from below.
I am glad that I built a wingsuit.
Just some table talk here. I am going to find an in-character reason to commandeer, mutiny, and steal this ship for our party, and possibly convert it into the equivalent of a food truck, except for taverns.
Hotel,
or at least
bar,
one ring.
Hotel,
probably
bar.
a poker lounge.
Yeah.
I can see the dollar signs in
Yeah.
my eyes right now.
Yes. So next time we will do that. I'll leave it there because I don't want to get too invested in it. I'll find a way to loop Bloody back into this specifically. So don't worry too much about that. But yeah, I feel like this is a good spot to end.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you managed to end the session before I killed the bad guy. That's like good DMing.
Yeah.
I think.
Or
you
yourself, which is even
Yeah,
more impressive.
really.
This
Yeah, no
You did try a
kidding.
few times.
we were one not one away from.
I was
Yeah, oh,
never,
man, one not one,
I
you were
was
broken
never
down
even
like that.
From a
close
neck
to
break.
danger.
Yeah. But yeah, next
That's
time.
true. You were 6 away, so.
Next time we will have
Even
sky
if it was-
adventures. We can do sky crimes.
Yes.
Sky crimes.
But yeah, I think if let me mute all these 3 tracks I'm playing. Go away, music. Boop, boop, boop. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to chat. But thank you guys again for playing. And yeah,
For DMing, we appreciate ya.
yeah, we'll play
Awesome
again.
session.
Yeah, we'll play again next session. We'll hopefully not crit miss and the important stuff. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good night. I'm gonna say bye to chat. But yeah.
That's a nice sign off.
So
Don't crit miss on the
goodbye,
important
yellow
stuff.
brick
Yeah.
road.
Don't crit miss. Okay, bye y'all.
Farewell.
Oh, it's breaking. Shibbity boop boop. Chat. We did it. Played the didn't. We did it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Wow. Did it. That was very fun. I was definitely more relaxed than last time, which definitely helped out. And yeah, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Like, you're all very good, and thanks for the support. Reminder, there is a YouTube channel where you guys can catch up on our adventures. Thank you to subscribers. Thanks Corey. Shout out to you for helping out with modding and video editing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna see who's on Twitch. Welcome to twitch.com. Oh, perfect. You know who I'm gonna send you to? It's Kiendis time. Oh yeah. Sony PlayStation is blessing you all. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. We will see you next week. I'm gonna stream this weekend, can do some stuff with some people. But everybody, thank you. Have a good night.